the Nazis meeting to discuss what would later be called the Nuremberg Laws. They aren't sure how to do it. They aren't sure how to do it because, first of all, it's really difficult to identify who is a Jew, intermarriage, mixed marriages, and so on. And the second thing is they wanted to found the first racial state in the world, a state formed, in a sense, on racial supremacy, but they couldn't find any example of a racial state anywhere else in the world. So all the legal scholars of the Nuremberg laws couldn't figure out what model they could use, what precedent they could use in order to establish this racist state. And then one of the Nazis, who had actually studied in the United States at the University of Arkansas, submitted a report to Hitler basically saying, I figured it out. The Democrats in the American South actually have created a racial state. They have not only segregation laws, but state-sponsored discrimination against blacks. They've figured out how to decide who's black. And moreover, they have laws forbidding intermarriage between whites and blacks. He goes, we don't need to think this through. It's already been thought through for us. We just need to cross out the word black, write in the word Jew, and we're done. Now, at this point, one of the Nazis, and by the way, I'm describing now the transcripts of an actual meeting of senior Nazi leaders who wrote the Nuremberg legislation. One of them says, wait a minute. In America, how do the Americans, how do the Democrats resolve the question of who is black, considering that there's been a lot of intermarriage even in America? And the Nazi who studied in America goes, it's very simple. They have the one-drop rule in the democratic South. If you have one drop of black blood, you're black. And all the Nazis, without exception, go, that's too much. That's excessive. We can't go that far. And ironically, the Nuremberg laws, which were then adopted shortly thereafter, essentially take a much more moderate position on who is a Jew. You have to have 3 Jewish grandparents in order to qualify as a Jew. So we have a little kind of irony, which is that in examining the American race laws, the most radical of the Nazis found them to be too much.